Why are pretzels shaped like that? Hi, welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Hey, do you like to eat pretzels? There are a couple of different kinds of pretzels, aren't there? There are the hard pretzels. They're kind of like chips or a snacky food. But then there's those big, doughy, soft pretzels. Oh, you can get those ones salty or sweet. Like you can get it with cinnamon on top. But regardless of if you get the small, hard pretzels or the big, soft pretzels, they both have that very distinct shape, don't they? It's always that same rolled dough shape that has the 3 holes. 2 on either side and then 1 near the bottom. Have you ever wondered why pretzels are made like that? I was thinking about this today because I got a question from a kid in the Curious Kids Club named Leah. Leah was curious.
Why do pretzels look like they're shaped like they have eyes and a mouth?
Let's find out today. Well, pretzels are very, very old. People have been eating them for over 1,000 years. And when a food has been around for that long, the story of how it got started can get a little twisted, kind of like a pretzel. So we don't really know exactly how the pretzel got started, but one of the most widely circulated stories about the origin of the pretzel takes place about 1,400 years ago in Europe, where groups of monks used to make what we now know as pretzels. According to that old story, the dough was folded into a shape that looked like arms crossed over the chest in prayer. I guess I can see it. So that may be the origin of the pretzel, but what we do know for sure is that the twisted shape became a tradition. That can happen with some foods. A certain shape just becomes the shape of the food, even though it doesn't have to be that shape. I mean, think about a donut. A donut doesn't have to have a hole in the middle, but when you see that round shape of dough with the hole in the middle, you just know that's a donut, right? Same thing with pretzels. You could roll the dough and bake it into any shape you wanted, and it would still taste like a pretzel. But would it look like a pretzel? Well, actually, you know what? That's not even true, because you can get pretzel sticks, right? Yeah, you can get those straight little pretzel sticks. So I guess you can make them in other shapes and people will still recognize them. But, speaking of donuts, do you remember when we did our episode about donuts that we talked about how the shape of a donut helps it cook more evenly because it's got space on all sides that can cook rather than just being one big glob of dough? Now, the same thing is true of pretzels. All those holes that are built into it help it cook evenly. Pretty clever, Mr. Monks. That shape of pretzel helps the thicker lower part stay chewy and bready, while the thinner twisted parts get a little bit crispier. So one bite might feel soft, and the next bite might feel crunchy. When I think about eating a soft pretzel, that's what I think about. Pretzels started more like a bread than a crunchy snack. The big soft pretzels have been around a very, very long time. The small hard pretzels that you buy in bags, those came a lot later. Those have to be cooked longer to get more of the moisture out of them. That's why they're so crispy. So, the pretzel shape that we all know and love is partly history, partly tradition, and partly just good baking. Whenever you chew down on a delicious pretzel, now you know, you're chewing on a little piece of history. Okay, let's have a quick quiz and see what we learned today. What does a baker start with when making a pretzel? They start with a long rope of dough. And who may have been the first ones to make soft pretzels? Could have been the monks in Europe over 1,400 years ago. And which pretzels are older, soft pretzels or hard pretzels? Soft pretzels. Let's play true or false. True or false? The twisted shape of a pretzel helps people recognize the snack right away. That's true. That's how I normally recognize pretzels. Though you can get pretzel sticks, it's true. Okay, would you rather be a pretzel baker and create new shapes for pretzels? Or would you rather have a soft pretzel that's the size of your home? I think it would be fun to be a pretzel baker. And I don't know what I would do with a soft pretzel that was the size of my house anyway. I certainly couldn't eat it all. All right, let's play a couple of rounds of What Am I? What am I? I am made of tiny pieces. I can make food taste more savory. And you often sprinkle me on top of snacks before baking them. What am I? I am salt. All right, here's one more. What am I? I get very hot. People use me to turn dough into bread. And I help make the outside of baked goods brown and crispy. What am I? I am an oven. You know, I didn't realize that pretzels have been around for that long. 1,400 years? At least soft pretzels have been around that long. That's pretty cool. And you know, even though hard pretzels do taste a little bit different, they're basically made with the same ingredients. They're just baked until they're dry and crunchy. The longer you cook something, the less moisture it has and the crunchier it gets. So now we know how pretzels are made and maybe even where they come from. What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And we've got some birthdays today. Luca from Wisconsin is turning 4. Happy birthday, Luca. Charlotte from Texas is turning 9. Happy birthday, Charlotte. Anita from New Jersey is turning 5. Happy birthday, Anita. Indiana from Florida is turning 4. Happy birthday, Indiana. Akiva is turning 6. Happy birthday, Akiva. Nolan from Texas is turning 4. Happy birthday, Nolan. Tobin from Colorado is turning 7. Happy birthday, Tobin. William from New Jersey is turning 6. Happy birthday, William. Joel from Texas is turning 5. Happy birthday, Joel. Leo from Texas is turning 7. Happy birthday, Leo. August from New York is turning 5. Happy birthday, August. Eden from Indiana is turning 9. Happy birthday, Eden. And Felix from New Jersey is turning 6. Happy birthday, Felix. To all the grown-ups listening, if your curious kid wants their birthday mentioned on the show, please visit supportcuriouskids.com and join the Curious Kids Club. That's supportcuriouskids.com. See you tomorrow.